Thanks for tuning in to Know Wine in No Time. I'm your host Dave, and today we're going to introduce you to a grape you may not be familiar with. This is a grape called Nero d'Avola. And Nero d'Avola is the most important red wine grape in Sicily. And the actual name Nero d'Avola actually gets its name from the town of Avola, which is in the extreme southern part of Sicily in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Italy. Now, if we try to translate that word Nero d'Avola into English, it actually means the black grape that comes from Avola. And that's the area where it first originally got its foothold on the island of Sicily. But now it has spread island-wide, and it really dominates the red wine plantings in that small Mediterranean island. This grape loves it hot and relatively dry, which is perfect for its particular situation in the Mediterranean Sea. But Sicily itself has had a fairly interesting history. The first human activity in Sicily was thought to be about 12,000 BC. And since then, you had such grape epicenter societies like the Phoenicians, the Greeks, the Romans. Then on came people like the Vandals, the Ostrogoths, the Byzantines, the Emirates, the Normans, the Hohenstaufen, the House of Anjou, the House of Habsburg, the House of Bourbon, the Kingdom of Naples, the Kingdom of Two Sicilies, and then finally in 1860, Italy. And in 1946, it became an autonomous region. And that means that it's 50% Italian and 50% Sicilian. Now, it's very important because Sicily itself accounts for 17.5% of all Italian wine production, and 15% of all agriculture in Sicily is dedicated to wine. So it's a very important crop for them and really for Italy as a whole. Now, when we look at Sicily itself, it is an island, and it's in the Mediterranean, which it's hot, it's tropical. However, it has one feature that makes it really unique, and that's an active volcano called Mount Etna. Now, Mount Etna is important because it gives elevation to the island, and the vineyards themselves are planted in the foothills below Mount Etna. Now, what's interesting about that is, as Mount Etna has spewed volcanic ash over the years, it has added a certain minerality to the soil, which really affects the grapes themselves and in turn the wine. So let's get back to Nero d'Avola. So Nero d'Avola, once again, the most important red wine grape in all of Sicily. It's a little bit rustic, kind of unique, and it's a little bit more of a heavyweight in the grape world. So let's kind of get a look at one and see what we can expect if we go into a wine store and want to buy a Nero d'Avola. So let's say the table's set. You come home and you're going to have something that's got a little, maybe a tomato-based sauce. Let's say something like an eggplant parmesan with a side of pasta. And you're looking for a wine that would pair perfect with that. I suggest Nero d'Avola. So in the glass, let's see exactly how it presents itself. So if we look at Nero d'Avola, the first thing that we notice is the wine itself is very, very dark. It's opaque. You cannot see through this at all. There really is a tremendous amount of phenolic compounds which make purple purple and of course give this wine its beautiful color. If we swirl to liberate some of the aromas, what we get leaping out of the glass is a little bit of a tomato leaf type of aroma, a little bit of balsamic vinegar with a little bit of plum and a slight bit of licorice around the edges. Now let's taste the wine and see what Vignetti has produced in the glass. And Nero d'Avola is really kind of a roller coaster of flavors. It goes into the front of the palate with a little bit of bright, almost like a Bing cherry, and then kind of comes across with a little bit more plum paste or almost pruny type of persona. In the middle somewhere we get a little star anise, which gives it a little bit of spiciness. Then there's some minerality on the back side of the palate, all that's supported by a great lift of acidity, which really makes this a wonderful food wine or a wine that would pair with things like, let's say, sausages and some really mature meats. So I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of Vignetti's creation, this Nero d'Avola, and I ask that you come back next time, because soon you'll know wine in no time.